Hello there. Long time no see. It is July 13th, 2024. And I haven't, usually when I make a video, I have something really present, that I want to talk about. Something that I've noticed or, um, yeah, something like that. Right now, I'm just experiencing a lot of intensity. This NESARA website or Telegram site that I follow, they're reporting that the RV has begun. NESARA payments and, money is starting to move. And so that's, I just have this, like pressure, and I've had headaches, and I haven't been able to sleep like I usually do. And, like the pressure's building. Even Phil told us, July is the month. And, that can mean so many things because we're anticipating, the actor Biden being removed on some basis, Trump stepping forward as the president in exile, military making their presence known, people winding up with a lot of money, a lot of arrests. It's all supposed to just burst in July. And I can tell you, it won't be a day too soon. Everybody is absolutely exhausted with this. And I don't really have anybody to share it with to have some fun with it. Because there is a lot of fun because it's so amazing watching this plan unfold. It's just so cool. And, I'm so thrilled to be alive, to witness this. And, I knew right in 2020 that we were entering into an extremely momentous time in human history. I just knew it. And that's when I started making these videos because I really wanted to add to the historical fabric or whatever. And, for my own records and for my kids to look back and say, oh, she wasn't off her rocker, and it's just really exciting. But again, like I'm living in a beautiful area, but I haven't been able to find anybody who knows what I know. I know they're here because when I've watched, for example, Phil, on his last live stream, and he reads, where people are from. Somebody from the UP made themselves known, and I have been given a shout out from people. Like there was somebody in Gwynn, and somebody in the Houghton area. I know they're here, but I don't know where. I don't know any of them, and most of the people that I hang around with are beautiful, lovely, intelligent, kind people that have a Biden sign. I can't think too long about that. And I have to remember that they are also victims of massive propaganda and, psychological operations that have been directed our way for decades, MK Ultra. Somehow I caught wind of it. I'm not, I know when it happened, when I got stopped dead in my tracks. I know when it happened. And then the research began, and the names popped up, and one thing led to another, and that's how I got here. And I know, like they say, if you know, you know. In my heart of hearts, I know this is factual, yet it's not brought out to the general public yet. That's the part that continues to weigh on me. It's not easy. It's just not easy. And there's different levels of relationship with family members. That's actually, yes, I want our world to be healed, and this is what is happening. Thank you to the military and the alliance. And I know that it's not an overnight process. I accept that. I appreciate. I don't even know. Nobody knows the degree to which they have been working and operating and rescuing and arresting and, planning. This is just, it's so huge. And I believe we're going to see the end of it, like this summer. They're saying July. And I just pray that that's true, because, I will say it again. I'm over it. I'm done with this movie. And, the cognitive dissonance weighs heavy on me. Because I know that most of what we're seeing in the public is the movie. It's a narrative. It's headlines. And if we're seeing any footage, it's a CGI of some form. It's just like we get reports like, oh my gosh, the illegal immigrants coming in droves, blah, blah, blah. And then people go down there. Nothing. There's nothing happening. So I have to set aside everything I hear. And I've been doing that for years. And, when I finally get into the med bed, I hope they do something for the psychological part of me, because I'm pretty fucked up, even though I act normal and I'm functioning highly. I'm engaging, I embrace life every day, and I do a lot of stuff, and that's all by design. I have to be part of humanity, and I know that. And even in the Q drops, they say humanity is good. There are more good than bad, and I believe that. It's just so amazing right now, and I'm on the edge of my seat because everybody that I listen to, which is not a lot, that has dissipated quite a bit, because I can't take anymore. I basically know what I need to know, and if there's some cutting edge intel, I'll get it from one or two sources. That's about it. I've whittled it down. And So we'll see, in the next few days or week. We're supposed to see some major stuff. And there's going to be supposed to be some major reveals. That's what I'm waiting for. I am very eager for the reveals. People have to know this. We're never going to prevent this from happening. Sorry, my battery's going down. We're never going to prevent this in the future if people don't know everything. And that's why I dove into the rabbit holes head first, because I realized early on, if I don't understand the nature of what our problems have been, I can't be a part of the solution. And so that's what I'm really looking forward to, is the truth. I crave the truth so bad. And also I really desire to have a full reconciliation with certain members of my family who I've always been close to, but have been looking at me out of the corner of their eye for several years. That hurts, but I know what I know. And I've had a hard time because they don't know it and they don't want to know it. Now, I know that can change, but so far nobody has called me to say, how about we talk about this? I don't know. And things may never be the same. I don't know. But, this is I don't think there's an adjective strong enough, but this is a remarkable, fantastic time in human history. I've heard about the Rodriguez Trust for years, and there's more zeros on there than we know what to say that amount is. It's the wealth goes back to King Solomon. And I've gotten this from a couple different sources, and I have looked it up because we're talking about the Chinese elders. And they are funding, that trust is funding humanity. And it was designed to fund humanity. Not for us to simply go on a shopping spree. There's going to be so much wealth that we are going to be funding major humanitarian projects. I don't have enough foreign currency. I don't think I'm going to be required, but the people that have huge amounts are the ones that are going to be funding these major projects. I would, if assuming, I have no problem adding to the fund. I'm all about it. In fact, that's probably one of the reasons I wish I did have a lot of money, because I always want to do something for my kids. When I meet homeless people, I just want to put them up in a hotel. I mean, I can't do that. I can't afford that, and I would like to afford it. I think if there's, I understand that if we don't have a project already planned out and ready to turn in, that there will be a list of projects that I can participate in. And I'm assuming that, my redemption is worth what I think it'll be worth. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy. That would make my life so rich, and I mean, I tell you, just talking about this Nasara, um, honestly, if I had my debt paid off, like my car, even just that alone, I'd be living large. But we're supposed to get an increase in Social Security. Interest paid in the past will get reimbursed. Um, Debts will be wiped. Um, any income tax that we've paid in the past, we're supposed to be getting that back. And anything else for me would be absolute gravy. I mean, it's hard for me to even think that big. But I'm willing to be part of lifting up humanity. I love that idea. And last night I was listening to a live stream on. Well, I listened to the recording. Elizabeth Rodriguez from that Rodriguez Trust. She's the executor, and she said this has been the purpose of this fund as long as she knows, to raise up humanity. And she also mentioned, somebody asked her, what's your history or whatever, where does the fund come from? And she's like, it is so deep, but it goes all the way back to King Solomon. Again, when I heard that, I go, that is true, because I've looked it up. You know how some stuff it just resonates. Like, I don't just believe anything because it's written or spoken. It's gotta it's gotta resonate. I have that discernment power today. So anyways, this is all supposed to be right here, right now, like over the next few days. And I've been measuring my expectations and my excitement all these years, because to get excited before something has actually happened is detrimental to me. And I believe it's coming, and when it happens, then I'll be excited. Not that I don't believe it, but I have to keep myself in check, because these emotional roller coasters are not good for our health, and I always use the analogy of, okay, I hear something and then I put it up on the shelf. I have such full shelves right now, I can't, I hold some truths about what's happening, and that's been pretty steady. But I learned years ago about dates. Like, don't put any stock in it. But right now, there is so much pointing to, yeah, it's this month. Yes. And oh God, please, let it be. Just let it be, because we have to start the healing. And that's all I wish for, is truth, transparency, healing, reconciliation, and the ability to help whoever I want to help. That's pretty much it, So I guess if this does happen in the time frame that's being suggested, like Monday, and we still have internet, I'll probably come back. I don't know though, because everybody's saying that, like, as soon as you go through your redemption process and you get a MedBed appointment, you're under NDA. So maybe I won't be right back. I'm debating about advising my kids ahead of time, because mother's going to look 30 years younger. How in the hell did that happen? Although I hope my hair color stays the same. I kind of like it. Yeah, sounds pretty wild. So I don't know. I may not tell my kids until I get my email saying, call this 800 number. Then I'll probably tell my kids. But they are very reserved about what I talk about. If I talk about it, like they've, and God bless them. They're so sweet. It's more like, well, I hope you're right. I hope that does happen, Mom. They're very sweet though. My daughter had a baby and decided to, which makes me very sad, sick to my stomach, sad. But, I always come back to, it's in God's hands. And I believe that healing will happen on many levels in the near future. I made my wishes known. I gave her a book on that subject. It was experienced pediatricians who found out on the job about the problems. And I don't even think they cracked the book, honestly. They're still in the matrix. And I have to respect them as adults. I have to. I stepped into their circle as much as was within my right, and God's got it. It's in God's hands. I got all those shots for my kids because I didn't know any better. They were sick their whole childhood. They were sick all the time. Is it causal? I don't know. So, hopefully, there's been an intervention and they're sailing. That's what I keep hoping for. But, anyways, it's exciting times. It's very tense because so much is supposedly about to happen, and so much has been happening. All you got to do is watch oh my God, it's just crazy. There's a good show on Rumble that takes headlines and things in the news that are clearly put there by the white hats, and they interpret it. They and use logic out loud about how it's got to be part of the movie. It's called News Treason, and it's on Rumble, and it's pretty good, and they're on regularly. Whereas with Phil, it's hit and miss. But he's my most trusted source. But he doesn't have a regular show. He won't come on unless he's got something to say, some intel, or if he needs to release the steam and give us a Q&A, or You know, he doesn't come on just to have a show. And I respect that. It's okay. It's legit. It's genuine. So and he's got a special role. I believe he's an operator, you know, in terms of, okay, if we need this hacked or if we need whatever. I mean, he's like a computer hacker kind of guy, and I believe he's got a role in that Q team, and but he can't come out and tell us. He'll work around it so that we can use our logic to come up with what he's saying. That's tiring too for this 66-year-old brain. You know, it's like smoke coming out of my ears. You know, ay. But I wish I had somebody more to talk. Somebody who knew what was going on. Like my hairdresser, she knows, but she is so fried over this that she doesn't look at anything anymore. And I get that. I get it. She is so fried. And, you know, we all have limitations, you know. We all have our limitations. I just keep really close to God. And I keep plowing through the information because I have to know. I have to know. So anyways, we'll keep our fingers crossed and prayers ongoing that the reveal that we've been waiting for does happen. You know, once we see the fake president removed, however they're planning on doing that, and, you know, the Supreme Court letting us know that they ruled on that Brunson case a long time ago. Once that stuff comes out, then it's just gonna, there won't be any stopping it. That'll be the, you could either say the beginning of the end or the beginning of the beginning. You know, it depends on how you look at it, but those are the things that I'm really watching for. Every time I see a military truck driving around, I'm like, what are they doing? You know, please step out. But all in good time. So just living each day. And, you know, like next week I'm scheduled to go down and visit my daughter. And, you know, I take my currency with me in case I get my notification when I'm there. I've been doing that for a long time, you know. You know, I'm in a constant state of ready. I have been doing that for a long time. I rarely let my car go below half tank. If I don't have at least $100 in cash here, I'm scrambling to go to the bank because this is going to happen quick. And, you know, debit cards won't work. So as long as I'm prepared, I really don't have anything to worry about. I do have extra food and, you know, a few gallons of extra water. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe nothing in that realm. But I feel like if I'm ready like that, then I don't have to freak out. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully the next time I'm doing a video, we'll know. Everybody will know. So take care.